luck today.
All right. We'll be here all 3 days, so come by and visit us again.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
We have projections for 2024 as like schedule. Like we put a lot of time zone in.
Wow. That is awesome.
There's a lot of specific shit. Yeah. We do a lot of like live demos.
To destroying other robots. We got 1 spot left. We got 10 seconds left.
Congratulations to
And
the
it
winner.
looks like Orange is the
match
winner.
will start
Good
soon.
job. Great
$20 to
game.
enter and drive your own robot.
Chris doesn't want to talk to anybody other than the department head. So Guillaume was on set the entire shoot, every day, every minute. And, you know, he doesn't want to see us. He wants to see the guy who's in charge.
He doesn't mind seeing me.
He got yelled at. But no, he's, you know, he just wants accountability. And that's the guy.
No pressure whatsoever. Chris was particularly attentive to the news cameras. The cameras that were in the bunker during the Trinity test were high-speed cameras. And then the cameras that you see in the various congressional hearings that take place. And so History for Hire just happens to have probably the most complete collection of vintage and working cameras we had. They actually had the exact models that were in the bunker. They had the exact same also radios. One of the better pictures I took on set was of our radio room. That's pretty much the only archive photo that exists. The Trinity test was those guys in the radio room in the bunker. So we were able to recreate it to a T. And if you put our picture and the real picture, it's the exact same thing, with the exception of the little clock, countdown clock that was a last minute edit thing. So the cameras were a big thing, and Chris wanted to see them. So we had them set up for the show and tell. And yeah, I mean, they sell the idea that you're selling a period. In the 50s now, there's the very first video of television cameras with the big cables and the 3 lenses that you crank down if you want to close up. And those, again, they were all practical. Everything worked.
Like this practical camera that we have here.
Yes, so we brought this today. This is one of the cameras that they use. And it's a speed graphic camera. And I think there's a lot of Star Wars fans here who will recognize this side thing as the Skywalker's saber from the first Star Wars. But this particular camera we've had for years. We did use it back in Cheltenham in 1990. I thought kind of fun how we used it in that film with him, and then now we use it.
Train from Malmen, Jedi. That survived on the 66.
I feel like this is the part. What's going on? Someone hit someone. I don't even know where they're
questions, let me know if you want to pick stuff up, play with it.
I've talked to different places and we've had conversations, so it has certainly, that is my background. I work in animation and film.
I'm going to say 27. Ooh. Quite a bit more. 72 branches, one central library. 73 locations.
It's a lot.
What was it? We're from Orange County, so it's like,
I know
it's pretty big. I was trying to think of like how many like named areas are in Los Angeles. That is Los Angeles proper. I'm like,
So what do you guys do?
So, it's a long story. These are sock puppet characters that are now animated. We do art shows with them. We do competitions. We do collaborations. Making a show. Gaming. Doing a lot of stuff.
Awesome. All right, I'll check it out. Thanks, man.
This is so cute. Yay, thank you. I saw this.
Hey, how are you today? Doing okay? You look the part. Splendid. Awesome. You have a good con there. Bye now. What's this about?
It's a matador that fights kaiju.
Kaiju?
So that's the basic. It's a matador that fights monsters to make a better world for his daughter. So it's we have our first collection that collects our first series, Tango the Matadors, and Afropocalypse. It's 184 pages, and we just put out our new series, Once Upon Some Monsters in Mexico, where we introduced monster fighting luchadors.
Oh, nice.
So it's a lot of fun. You can find us on monstermatador.com and on social media at monstermatador.
All right, man. Thank you.
Make me feel bad for this man. Do not make me feel bad for him. And then, of course, I hate him again, that character. But I do think there's a little bit of nuance there. And then outside of that, you know, I don't know how to answer that question, but it's, I don't know how to answer a lot of questions about a lot of people who are like...
And Kimiko, she's just like, screw this guy.
I think there should be like a meme of Kimiko just being like straight-faced in the back of Homelander's shot. That is how I feel about it. Yeah.
Just staring down.
Yeah, just like.
They are $6. There you go.
Sorry,
Huh?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like come back and decide which one to do. I'm not gonna be able to decide right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
as well.
A little more caramel than the usual Creeper Light, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's all made in small batches. It's like high quality. We work with a team of master chocolatiers with over 40 years of experience. It's high quality.
Awesome. Well, thank you, man.
Of course.
Well, I'll get some maybe later, okay?
Yeah. Come back anytime. We've got 2 other booths, so if you see us, you might as well stop by.
Definitely. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Oh, you too.
Okay, to give a little context, the Elko's Diner in Titans, which is on HBO Max, was sort of an amalgamation of a few ideas, but it was basically Jeff Johns, who is known to anyone who's a fan of DC. He had an overriding theme and sort of an interest when he wrote the pilot with Akiva Goldsman and Greg Berlanti. And the idea was, this takes place in the real world. Okay, so we want the characters and the locations to be recognizable, and we want to sort of push the idea that you could be anywhere in America, walk into a place, and there's Nightwing, there's Raven, there's Beast Boy. And so in one of the early episodes, there was a diner that was not the Elko Diner, but he and I were writing the episode together, and I slugged it interior diner day. And he said, oh no, it's not just diner. Give it a thing. Like, what's one of the weirdest diners you've ever been in? Like, this is a place that people in that neighborhood go to all the time. Let's just give it a thing. I'm like, well, like, what is the Bulldog Diner? He's like, great, Bulldog Diner. And he says, when you do that, now the production designer knows what to do. He's gonna put a sign with a bulldog. And there's gonna be the Bulldog Burger. That'll be the 4th line in your scene, is someone ordering that. You know, and maybe there'll be, you know, dog dishes. Maybe people bring their dogs to the Bulldog Diner. But just make it super specific. And it just makes everyone's job easier. And I'm like, well, no, he's absolutely right. So based on that, literally for the rest of the next 4 seasons, every time we wrote a location, it was never just a store or a restaurant or a thing. It was a very specific thing that almost feels real. And Elko Diner came from that. It was something that we all liked. And then the Elko Diner actually became sort of a supernatural location that didn't exist in our real world, and that had sort of its own physical doppelganger in another world. And it was pretty soon we were all just fighting to write scenes that took place in that diner.
As part of that, we ended up making a psychedelic cake. My son Otis, who's here today, hi Otis, was maybe 6 when we were shooting the movie, and we had this, we call him Captain Good Trips, he's in a little white tuxedo, and he shows up a few times in popping up with Fred Willard. The 2 of them show up with advice in the movie. And at one point, we baked a big psychedelic cake. It was a tie-dye, within the cake it was tie-dye. Okay. And just for fun, when we were shooting with Otis, we're like, go nuts, have fun with the cake. So we shot on a green screen. Otis he could do anything you want with the cake, just eating it, dancing it, whatever.
And it was filled with acid.
And it was filled with acid, and he's still trying. He's doing great. He's hanging in there.
The fun thing about what I do is I get to make cakes that look like other things, right? So it's like, I'll make a cake that'll look like a car or an elephant or this bottle of water, you know, or something. And like, I think what's fun is like, you know, making that kind of stuff. And then you really have to have like a philosophical discussion about whether or not to eat it. Right? Because it's like, okay, I just spent like all this time making a cake that looks like, you know, a NASCAR. And now it's, you know, like took like 7 people a week and a half to do. So, you know, over 100 man hours, you know, going into this thing. And now what do? Do we eat it? Do we not eat it? It's beautiful, but like, it's still a cake. And I feel like to fulfill its purpose, right? It's cakeness. If you don't eat it, it's not a cake. Yeah, it's just a sculpture.
Right.
Absolutely.
That happens to be made out of sugar, right? But you gotta eat that thing.
And then the best part of the experience has to be the flavor of the cake.
100%. 100%. They gotta be good.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to cut it, especially you take this thing that we took all this time making, and it's, amazing and hand painted, and then you cut it open because you want to, not let the cake down and let it fulfill its purpose. And then you take a bite and it sucks. Like what else? Right.
Remember when you would go to the supermarket and they had those cellophane wrapped cookies that were like in the shape of Snoopy? And it was just that light, sort of chalky icing, and they always looked so fun, but they were the worst tasting cookies you ever had, because they just tasted like cardboard. But they were like cartoon character, like little shapes, or Woodstock or something. Do you remember those?
I don't, but there's many beautiful confections that you go like, oh, they spent way much more time on the art than on the flavor.
Yeah. But think about this though, like, have you ever had banana milk?
Yeah, I love it.
Like
I do love it.
Banana milk. I love banana milk too.
I do.
It's disgusting, but it's delicious. You know what I mean? Like everybody's what?
Malort.
What's a Malort?
Malort, the whiskey from Chicago, smells like
licorice.
death, and it's
Right.
disgusting. It has like the weirdest aftertaste that hits you like 7 seconds after you drink it.
Jaeger?
It's like fermented socks, and like it's on the website. It tastes like fermented socks.
Right, but that's the thing that you're like, this is gross. Like you taste something gross, like, oh man, I'll taste that. Right? It's like the first you want to hear.
What you're about to experience is the world's first Choose Your Own Adventure story concert. That means you are the main character, and the audience decides what happens at various key points in the tale using Extra Life's tamper-free voting technology. All you need to do is use this QR code or go to extralivesmusic.com on your device's browser. Enter your email address and zip code. Then check your email and click on the title of today's game. Psst. It's this one. We use this system to make sure our software isn't confused by duplicate voters, and so we end up emailing only the people who are geographically matched. Today's show has more than 30 possible variations, so voting is one of the most fun parts of the Extra Lives experience. But there's no pressure to sign in if you don't want to participate in choosing the outcome. Oh, you're going to have to find a way to make everything fit in your luggage and get out the door.
Peanut butter cup.
I'll do it.
Come on up. Why should we go for a swim?
Go that way.
And say your first name, too.
My name's Noah.
Noah.
And you know what? What can be more relaxing than a nice, pleasant swim on a beautiful sunny beach in the middle of a tropical paradise? Imagine those crystal clear waters, the waves flowing back and forth as you can see all the glory. You smell the delicious smell of the salty sea air. How great will that be for us all? How relaxing on this vacation we deserve.
Very good, Noah. My blood pressure just went down. Thank you, Noah. Is anyone here itching to defend going to the museum?
I think I gave a good argument.
Introduce thyself.
Hi, I'm Strawberry.
Hi,
Strawberry. I think that we should go to the museum because you learn a lot more, and you never know what you find in a museum.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Come have a Reese's, Strawberry.
What?
Come have a Reese's. Okay. Point counterpoint. You all right? Okay.
Dinosaurs, dinosaurs, dinosaurs.
That's right. Give us some more.
69.
You can read a comic book
at
the ocean.
Someone else at the museum.
Yeah, but the beach has the air currents from the ocean that'll cool you down.
We might get to be able to go on jet skis.
Strawberry, come on up. Clearly you've persuaded your fellow voters. Come press.
We could have had Wave Race 64.
In real life.
The Uber arrives promptly and takes you to the local museum. Just like in your dream, you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Hear the kiss of the breeze, smell the salt of the ocean. You can't help but laugh as you reflect on how much you've experienced in the last 24 hours. The frenzied last-minute packing, the mad dash to the airport, the plane ride, fighting with other passengers to get an Uber. Not to mention some unexpected harassment from the locals. Somehow, none of these troubles seem to bother you now. Maybe it's how challenging these past few years have been. Not just for you personally, but for everyone you know. Our tolerance for mischief is just higher these days, you suppose. But now, all those challenges seem to melt away as you lie here in full view of the endless sea and boundless sky. You realize just how badly you needed this. It's important to take a vacation every now and then. You take a deep breath and a long exhale. You're truly grateful to be here.
Mark Barton, and Demolition Dinosaur is the story of a recently orphaned kid in a pretty gnarly foster situation who runs through his imagination to learn how to deal with the real world. I think Charles Dickens meets Calvin and Hobbes.
Okay, sounds.
And I'm the writer. Kelsey Jo Silva is the artist, and we have a lot of fun making it.
All right. Well, check it out. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
What is your comic about?
This is California Inc. In the near future, California has seceded from the U.S. and is now a corporate country with factions infighting to form their ideal of what this new nation should be. This is issue number 1 of 4. We have our standard cover here, and we have 4 other variant covers. First 2 here are done by Dave, our illustrator for the book, and this cover is done by Dan Aguila, who is an artist for Spawn. This cover is done by myself. I'm the writer, but I also illustrate, and I did the cover for this one. And this was done by Andrea Mugi.
All right, I'll check you guys out. Thank you.
And just as a PA, working on different shows and movies and stuff, as a writer's assistant, and yeah, it was at a chance encounter at the LA at the Shrine where they were showing the X-Men trailer for the first time. And
you had to be there for that.
Had to be there for that, and it was lining up, and I was jockeying position with a friend, who's a friend now, but we were about to fight because we were trying to get the best view. And it was going to be, we were going to fight, we were going to talk, and then as luck would have it, talk, and it turned out to be, this guy's name was Ashley Miller. And he was starting to write on a show called Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda, starring Kevin Sorbo. And I was like, hey man, I'm a writer, I write screenplays and stuff, and would you mind reading something? And he was like, and that's the cardinal rule is you never start your conversation off when you meet a writer by saying like, hey, can you read something of mine? Right off the bat, you gotta ease into it, right? Like a warm bath. You have to sort of, feel the temperature. Yeah. But I didn't do any of that. I was like, hey man, read my screenplay. And he was like, yeah, sure, and he did. And then a couple weeks later, we met over dinner, and he was like, I see no reason why you can't make it in this business. He says you have the talent. You need to have the technical knowledge, the structure, and just doing a couple of things. That the advice that I have passed on to writers since then. It's like 1, write every day. 2, if you're not writing something, you're reading something. And 3, the most important lesson of all. Y'all paying attention? Finish things. That's it, right? It's like, how many people have you read, met in your life that, hey, I've been writing a screenplay. How long? Oh, 3 years. It should not take you 3 years to write a 95-page script. Right.
As an addendum to that, once you're finished, you've just started.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, he was saying that was the next stumble thing was like he said, okay, once you finish it, put it in a drawer, never look at it again, and then write your next one, and then write your next one. And then write your next, keep writing. And then to this day, we just turned in a script, a feature script to our reps. So it's like you never stop writing. It's just like even when you're in a place of like where you think like, I did it. No, you didn't. You got to keep writing. So the long story short, yeah, that 6 months later, Ash calls me up and he says, hey, I think you have a really good shot at becoming the writer assistant on our show because the writer assistant's leaving. And I went in, and Robert Wolf ended up hiring me, and then that's where it sort of just that's where I met Ben while I was working on that show in a comic book shop, and insulting his best friend. And we were, after that, we've been writing together 21 years. Wow. So insult people in yes. Write an X-Men screenplay. So if you haven't written one, you better start writing one.
Everybody has one.
And then start insulting everybody you meet in a comic shop, and you too can have a career eventually.
My name is Mike Fadum. I am the creator of the League of Swords. For those of you who are sitting here going, what the heck is the League of Swords? We are a stunt show that does performances all around Los Angeles. We take professional wrestling and we throw the wrestling away and add sword fights instead, with all kinds of weird and crazy sci-fi characters. We're going to have you folks at our show in Burbank in October. Sweet, all new fresh people, I love that. Alright, so most stage combat that you see on movies and TV shows, it's all based on a specific set of movements. Different stage combat schools teach different movements. This is the one I learned when I was first starting out, and it's a 1 through 5 system. So I'm gonna attack, you're gonna defend? Okay, so, starting with attack number 1, and number 2, retreat with it, 3, 4, and then 5, and then 5A. So using all those numbers, you could cover any part of your body and make it look like a really cool fight, like you're actually trying to kill each other, even though Chibike and I are far enough apart right now that I can't kill him, which is good, usually.
Sometimes I want to kill him.
Hey! So we'll do that in reverse just to show you guys again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5A. Go back and forth a little faster. Ready? Step out this way a little bit so we don't hit the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5A. Bro. Cool. All right. Thank you. Said ready fight at the top of his lungs. So Brian, whenever you're ready.
Take your places. Ready. Fight.
And then 3-1. 3-1. Yeah. So 3-1 is the beginning. So let's go back. Pick up the sword, and then 3-1. There you go. And then your thrust. Thrust. You have done. Too big. Yeah. Remember? And jump. There we go. All right. This is how it all starts. And then it's you. Do you know what it is? 4. 5. Okay, good. This is a good place to stop. So this is something that I end up correcting people on a lot. As you can see, you fixed it, you know, but now let me show them. You see how Jaton naturally blocked with his sword curved like this? You'll see a lot of blocks like that in like the Star Wars prequels and stuff, because they're fighting with, in reality, plastic swords. Since we're fighting with actual steel here, we can't do this because, and I'll do it very gently, Chibike can accidentally slide down here and just cut his fingers off, which we don't want. So we got to keep it parallel up to the top. All right, so it was 4, 5, 2, 5. That's probably too far, but you know. So go ahead and go back to 4, 5, 2, 5. 4, 5, 2, 5. All right, and then, on this last 5 is when you sidestep, remember? Yep, so step out of the way, punch him in the face. There you go. Chibike is going to stagger over there. All right, and then, so Chibike goes for his head swipe, duck, and then you're going to stick your sword out and catch his ankle. Remember with the hooky part? Yep, and hold down. All right, now, you remember this part, I assume? Ha ha ha! Yes, I do. All right. Dodge! Dodge! Catch it! And by this point, wrap it up in 5. Oh, yeah!
company's about. How do you start?
Sure, absolutely. Japan Tour Company, I went to Japan in 2016. I fell in love with it, kept going back over and over again, and now I'm trying to share that with other people. I do guided tours a couple times a year where I'm the guide, and I do self-guided tours all year long, like vacation packages. Put it all together, and I support you while you're there.
Oh, sweet. All right, what's the next tour coming up?
Oh, I have a Cherry Blossom tour coming up March 25th to April 5th, 2024.
All right, I'll see what to do about it. Thank you very much.
Napoleon enters adulthood, it's going downhill real fast. I mean, look, his skills can take him only so far in high school, but in the food service industry, he's gotta like do 2 jobs to pay for like a couple of like child support from like a failed marriage. It never worked out with Deb. Hold on. I feel like it's just like forever winter there. Like he is but things are looking somewhat. He finally got enough. He saved up money to finally get braces, adult braces. Nothing wrong with that. His curls have gone, so it's now just kind of a wispy, straight hair look. It's not good. But he has moon boots? No, he's upgraded to combat boots. So he is, a couple things are working out for him. But I feel like he wants to win back Deb. And the only way he can do it is by going to his friend who's got political connections.
You know, as dark as it may seem in bleak, or with Napoleon, you would see somewhere in the town of Preston, there's a bakery. And in that bakery, you can see Pedro Sanchez and his wife, Summer Sanchez. Right? And they would have like 5 kids, you know, maybe twins. Well, Jose and Jose B. You know? And things are going really good. Not only was he president in high school, but maybe president at his college, and decided to be like a city councilman, and is thinking about maybe possibly becoming the next president, and make everyone's wildest dreams come true.
Like president of the United States?
Why not?
I feel like it's still like, okay.
It's possible.
Each character is still diluted to a certain degree.
Yeah, but also I mean, he's quite the entrepreneur, and maybe he has become a lawyer, and it'd be like
Sanchez and Sanchez will build you a case or something.
Yeah, right? Perfect, right?
That's a good one.
So he's Napoleon Dynamite, you know, and as great as Pedro is, right, and things are going up and good, he's got to be there for his friend because they're best friends for life. What's interesting about the film is that a lot of the scenes are all based on real life happening. Like, you guys remember the farmer, Lyle the farmer, right? When he shoots the cow, that really happened in front of the kids. Not that moment. Not that moment. We're gonna need an extra cow, please. We're an extra cow.
But no, like he really wanted, like Jared's younger brothers, Jared the director, this movie is an ode to younger brothers. He would his younger brothers would come home and tell him stories about, they worked at that chicken farm that we shot the scene at. Because that's the hometown that he grew up where we shot it, Preston, Idaho. Anybody been to Preston? Anybody? More like
you should.
More like Depreston, Idaho. No, it really is the real deal. And so everything was real. That llama, Tina, that fat lard, was their family's llama that they grew up with. So, I mean, it was Lyle the farmer is Lyle the farmer. That's not an actor. They just got every other character, they'd be like, well, we can cast this guy, but who do we get to play, Randy the bully? Well, let's just get Randy the bully. He's the one, my brothers, I base this on, so that kid who's shoving me up against lockers, he's the one who would do that in real life. So it was easy because we paid him in chips and Pepsi and he loved it. Okay, let's go to real Napoleon right there.
Hello there, Napoleon. That's a little strange. I feel like I'm in the multi-universe or something.
It's multiverse, you idiot.
That's not how they call it in Mexico.
Multi-universe. Hi, Napoleon. Hi, Pedro. I was just wondering if you're not gonna do the dance, can I do the dance?
Can you do the dance?
Yeah.
Maybe if you do an interpretive dance. I don't think he's gonna do it right now. All right, get up here real fast. This guy. You have to. Let's see what the real dance looks like and what an interpretive, no idea dance looks like. So far, so.
Audience, what do you guys think?
Let's hear for that other guy. Oh, he's done. He's done. All right. Okay. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? How long did that take you?
4 months.
4 months? Mine took like 4 seconds. Yeah, but to all those who really want to do the Napoleon dance, just dance from the heart, like I said, and make it look real crusty. These guys nailed that. Making it look crusty.
Be with love, unity, respect, and hope. Because that's the most important. That's the reality. You know, things can be tough, but you know what? Life is tough, but it's what you make of it. You know, and as Pedro Sanchez, make everybody's wildest dreams come true. And that's that. That's that.
That was the worst political babble I've ever heard.
and one in our prayers that you will return safely to Earth.